It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. Good morning and welcome to your favorite morning talk show with your two favorite girlies, Diana Master and the gorgeous Aina Riza Quayo. Good morning, my darling.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm always good.
Always. I love that.
Always good. I'm not a morning person, but I'm glad.
Relatable.
I'm glad that all my colleagues and all my family members know that I'm not a morning person. Don't talk to me in the morning. Why are we talking in the morning?
Hashtag felt.
But you know, when it's time to get up and work, I would always show up. Despite not being a morning person, if I have to do a morning show, best believe I'm gonna kill it all the time.
The thing is, with this industry, you always kind of sort of have to be a morning person.
Yeah.
The thing is, with me, I am also not a morning person. I hate being woken up. I don't like being woken up. My family knows not to wake me up because for the rest of the day, I'm going to be in a bad mood. But being an actress, there have been times that we've been called to sit at like 3, 4 a.m.
Yeah, and you have to show up and show off. People don't care.
They don't care. But literally, I'll be there like this as the makeup artist does her thing. And I'm just there like, tell me when it's time to film.
I just don't care to have conversations in the morning.
Exactly.
Especially at 6, 5. What are we talking about?
I always have headsets on.
Like, let's not
listening
talk.
To my
let's
music.
just maybe look at each other.
Yeah, let's just, let's acknowledge each other. Like, I will acknowledge you. I'll be like,
yeah.
And then just put on my headsets, lie there. I don't know if you saw, there was this clip of Courtney at Kim's wedding, her first wedding, where she was lying down as the makeup artist was doing her makeup because she was hungover. So she was just sleeping there, and the makeup artist was literally over her doing her makeup.
That's
me
hard
on set.
life.
That's me on set. I'm literally like, and my eyes are puffy, and I look tired, and I just want to sleep. So I just have my headsets on.
Let's talk about depression. You know, a lot of young folks are really, really depressed. Some know they are, some don't know that they are depressed. Some are comfortable seeking for help, others not so much. Tell us a bit about maybe your experiences, either, you know, with your own challenges or with the challenge, dealing with challenges of those that are close to your heart.
The thing is, with depression, I think in especially Black culture, it's a bit taboo. It's a topic that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
They don't think that it's there, but it is there. And I have actually had moments of depression. There was a time I was diagnosed as clinically depressed. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I was clinically depressed. So just finding ways to cope with that is something that will definitely help you out as long as you're not in denial. The first thing that you need to realize is, like, you actually need to sit down with yourself and be like, listen, why am I feeling this way? I don't normally feel like this. So you need to identify the problem, even if it's through talking to someone. Because I've had people come to me like, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. And I'm not a doctor. I am not qualified to diagnose people. But I'm like, listen, friend, you probably want to see someone about that because it could be depression. Like, those are symptoms of depression. So I'm not saying you're depressed, but these are symptoms that are normally associated with depression. So you probably need to go see someone about that, or let's talk about it, you know, because sometimes just talking about it helps.
All right, and depression can happen to
anyone,
to the best
literally
of
anyone.
us. So later on in the show, we will be talking about one of the biggest artists, maybe to ever grace our presence, to grace the music scene, who's facing depression and how they dealt with that. Maybe we can all learn a thing or 1,000 from their story, and it can empower us to take better care of ourselves. So we'll be right back.
Ohole So Nice is an entertainment show brought to you by the youth for the youth. This is a dating show that allows individuals to participate and be their own true selves. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact zone@synergy.com.na.
Getting into our first story, death penalty for aggravated homosexuality in Uganda. Uganda has passed a bill to make it a crime to identify as LGBT with the death penalty for quote-unquote aggravated homosexuality. It is one of the harshest laws in the world targeting the LGBT community in a country where gay people already face legal discrimination and mob violence. Supporters of the new law say a broader range of LGBT plus activities need to be punished, claiming they threaten traditional values. Under the law, people will be banned from promoting and abetting homosexuality, as well as conspiracy to engage in same-sex relations. Severe penalties will be in place, including death for the so-called aggravated homosexuality and life in prison for having gay sex. Aggravated homosexuality involves gay sex with people under the age of 18 or when the perpetrator is HIV positive, among other categories, according to the law.
Do you think this law is going to be passed?
It was passed already.
No, but they said the president has to sign it.
It was passed, according to the article, it was passed on Tuesday. The bill was passed on Tuesday.
Okay, then I saw on CNN they said that...
I think maybe they challenged, I think they passed it and now people are challenging it, like the
because they said it was taken
community.
to the president, so it's solely within the president to either sign it so that it can become like a thing, or maybe put it on hold, or...
But I mean, the president's wife herself at some point called for prayers against homosexuality. So
prayers against homosexuality.
So that is a very harsh bill. I understand punishing people that knowingly have sexual relations with other people knowing they're HIV positive, because it is a crime.
Yeah, that is a crime.
So I totally agree with that. But
like, are we saying that it's only members of the LGBTQ with HIV? Is that what they are saying?
Controversially, actually, I hadn't thought about that, but it could be something that they're saying. Because remember, back in the 80s, there was that misconception that only members of the LGBTQ plus community.
Because why are you putting 2 and 2 together, but you're saying we're going to punish members of the LGBTQ who are knowingly transmitting HIV to other people? Are you also punishing the heterosexuals, or is it just the LGBTQ?
That's a great question, hey? I mean, I would not know. I would assume they should punish heterosexual people that are knowingly infecting others. But, you know, you never know now.
No,
it could be a law that's there, but it's hidden. So people don't know about it. But if you are gay, then automatically you're punished. So it could be a thing of there are many heterosexuals in Uganda going around transmitting HIV, but because the law is so hush-hush and hidden, people don't know about it, so no one actually gets arrested. But if you're gay, boom.
Yeah. I mean, we are just going to send our prayers to...
Our prayers, definitely, to the community.
Uganda, because at this point, there is really little to nothing that we can do if your president and your lawmakers are in support of this. Not even a protest at this point can, you know,
can help you out.
It
is actually sad that this is how they're pushing to pass the bill.
In 2023.
Because at the end of the day, how is me being gay affecting you in your house?
That's the question. I don't know. It really does not. People are just entitled to...
You look so dumbfounded. You're so dumbfounded. No words.
I do not have any words.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, Sharon. Well, maybe I might have a couple of words to say. Now, the A-Team singer was left devastated by the February 2022 passing of the music producer Jamal, the son of Loose Woman and star Brenda Edwards, who died after a cardiac arrest brought by cocaine and alcohol, and has now said the death a month later of his late cricketer Paul Sean Wan, age 52, left him feeling like he was drowning in his lifelong fight with depression. The dad of 2, who has a daughter Lyra, 2, and a 10-month-old daughter Jupiter, with his 30-year-old wife Cherry Seaborn, also told Rolling Stone about how he developed an eating disorder and he compared himself to a toned pop superstar, Justin Bieber. He said, "My best friend died and he shouldn't have done. I've always had a real life loss, but it wasn't really till last year that I actually addressed it. I felt like I didn't want to live anymore, and I have had a I had a great life. You would wonder why I was drowning."
That is so sad.
Yeah.
This just goes to show that what people portray is not what's actually going on. We see Ed, he's this amazing singer, he's performing worldwide, sold out tours, everything, but he's fighting with this thought, and those are not nice thoughts to have. Because imagine constantly having a voice in your head that's telling you, listen, you've done enough, it's okay.
You're not worth it.
You're not. Like that is heavy.
Not worth it.
That is heavy. And I would understand that him seeing his two friends pass away, especially from like drugs and stuff, that takes a toll on you as a person. And also the eating disorder, that's heavily relatable, especially in this social media day and age. You're seeing Justin Bieber on the cover of, or rather he's advertising Calvin Klein underwear, he's there with his six-pack and whatnot, and you are there as Ed, you know, like you tend to look at your body because now you think that everyone is comparing you to this person. When sometimes it's not even true. Yes, sometimes the internet is a very mean place to be, and the internet is very mean. But most of the times, these are thoughts in our heads, and the voices in our heads are so cruel. They are more cruel than people outside. That inner voice inside you will tell you, listen, you're not good enough. Listen, you're this, you're that. So these are things that, you know, it's good that he's spoken out about it.
Yeah.
Because the problem comes when you keep it in. At least if you speak about it,
people can help you. People can reach out.
People can reach out.
Yeah.
I actually have a question. You know of euthanasia, where basically you opt to unalive yourself. Yes, like you go to a country and they inject you and you just
die.
Do you agree with that?
I think that death is final. It cannot be escaped. And I am not one to believe that you would ever die before your time. The day you die is the day you were meant to die, regardless of the circumstances. So if you decide that you are going to get that injection and die today, that's the day you were meant to die. So I am for it. I don't.
But if someone comes to you and they're like, listen, like they don't have a physical disability or anything that's hindering them, but it's just the crippling depression. And they come to you and they say, listen, these thoughts in my head are getting louder by the day. So I've taken the active decision that I'm going to go and do that. How would you react to that? Like, are you going to try talk them out of it? Are you going to just be like, you know what, it's fine, like you're going to accept it? This is someone really, really close to you.
I think I will try and talk you out of it, but also at the back of my mind, I'm cognizant that the final decision lies with you. So I can advise you a million times, but if you have decided you're going to die, you are probably going to die. And that is absolutely out of my control. I'm not going to beat myself up for that because it's your decision. You decided to go. I tried to help you. I tried to reason with you and be like, hey, listen, there is life at the end of the tunnel. You know, joy comes in the morning and so forth and so on. But if you don't want, then it's
and
out
also
of my
you're
control.
not in the person's circumstances. You don't know what those voices in their heads are saying. But anyway, moving on, a speaker is in hot water over social media post comparing EFF members to monkeys. The DA speaker of the Cedarburg municipality, John Hayes, is in hot water for a social media post depicting a picture of a troop of monkeys sitting on top of a car, seemingly trying to steal a hubcap, with the words, "Be careful, the EFF strike has started." A complaint has been lodged with the SA Human Rights Commission against Hayes by the Rural and Farm Workers Development Organization's Billy Claassen. This is racial propaganda where it is directly referred to human beings as monkeys, Klassen said. This post referred to EFF members as baboons. This is racist to refer to human beings as baboons, and Councillor Hayes should have known better in this regard. When he was asked for comment, Hayes said it was nothing more than a funny video. Please show me where the race came into this picture. I never saw this or thought about race. Had I, then I would have never reposted this. That's what he said.
Racist people will never see the
They're
racism
racist, yeah.
in anything.
Yeah.
So for you to reason like that, like you never thought, why are you not thinking? Why are you not using your brain?
Especially if you're in the public eye.
You as a politician.
You're in the public eye.
Nah, nonsense. Nah.
Let's talk about Mark.
Mark Mark the finest, as I like to call him, is giving us a one night full of jokes. We gotta pull up for laughter.
We have to. And Mark is our boy, man.
Mark is our friend, and he's so funny.
He is.
So his one man show.
And he's so fine.
Yeah. That fine Herrero man. Now his one man show is on the 29th of March 2023. It starts at 7:30, and tickets are available for $100 at Vinyls or via the cell phone number that is on your screen. That is our boy Mark. Man, I'm excited.
I'm also excited.
I'm definitely going to pull up. Not only
we're
because
due for a night out, actually.
Yeah, not only because I love Mark, I genuinely love Mark, but also because it's about the culture.
Definitely.
It's about the culture.
I'm a little sad that he decided to have it at Vinyls, because Vinyls is quite a small space.
Yeah.
It only takes max capacity of 50 people, so you better get your tickets ASAP. Otherwise, it's going to be sold out.
Be square.
And you don't want to be square.
We'll be right back with more after the break.
Straight Talk is a debate competition for high school learners and a spelling competition for primary school learners, mostly focusing on current affairs among the youth. Contact Zone at synergy.com.na to share your products and services. Straight Talk. Don't raise your voice, improve your argument.
Hi guys, come on in. My name is Savannah Collins. I am a local Namibian musician and trained vocal coach.
Savannah, tell us a bit about when your journey started with music.
It started when I was very young, and I had a huge influence from both my parents, who absolutely loved music, and I think that I got it from them. And I picked up my first guitar at about the age of 11 and taught myself how to play, and then singing kind of just came naturally after that, and I started writing songs, and just all the influence that I had from the musicians I was listening to at the time just gave me that extra want to become a musician myself.
When did you start taking music seriously?
From day one. I knew that it was something that I wanted to do. I just kind of had to figure out how I wanted to do it, and I knew that jumping straight into performance was, you know, the best way to get that going and build my confidence up as an artist and performer. But I knew that I wanted to study it when I discovered music theory, which I'm a very big nerd at, and this whole language opened up of music, and that you can actually study it as a form of, you know, a work of art that you want to do. It's not just playing. And I fell in love with music theory, and I continued through UNISA and Trinity College London, and continued my studies, and then I went to Cape Town and studied there.
Okay, can you dive a bit into your studies? What is it exactly that you studied or that you majored in?
I focused mainly on electric guitar, vocals, so that also encompassed a lot of music theory, obviously oral training, performance arts. It was at COPA in Cape Town, and it was basically a general scope and overview of music as a whole. Also a little bit of sound training, so they gave us really all the skills to become an artist and a musician from the moment you left.
Okay, tell me, how did you end up using the skills and the qualities that you learned in university?
Oh, every day. I mean, that's why I'm able to teach myself today. For my students, it was massively important and very vital. It was something I enjoyed thoroughly, and I still am continuing my studies with music theory. I'm always learning. I think you also realize how much you start learning again when you start teaching, which has been really fun. So everything that I learned, I value and I treasure, and it's something that I use in pretty much every day with my music training.
So you are the owner and the founder of a Songbird Vocal Studio.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about that journey. How did it come about? What made you decide to get into teaching music?
I think when I was starting to develop my passion for music, I realized that I had so much catching up to do in order to make it into university in South Africa, because we don't offer music as a subject in Namibia. So I was doing extra work, putting in the extra hours, basically had a additional subject in matric as well, just in order to get up to the standard to make it into university. So I kind of made a promise to myself that once I studied and traveled and gone overseas and toured a little bit, that I would come back, and it was always my dream to be able to provide to the youth here that want and need the music. So that's how Songbird Vocal Studio came about, and it's just my personal giving back to the Namibian youth, or to anybody really that wants to learn vocals and music and, you know, use it in their life.
Where's my mind? Where's my mind? Where's my mind? Maybe it's in the gutter that I left my lover. I'm running expensive.
Starting a business, I'm sure everybody who has done that, especially by themselves. I'm somebody, I like to do things by myself, so this has been a one-man show or one-woman show, and it was very exciting. I've found a perfect place here in Swakopmund. I absolutely love my studio, but all in all, it's been a very positive experience, and it's just grown. I mean, I was teaching from my lounge 2 years ago to having my own space here in Swakopmund, over 20 students now, and just enjoying life daily. And Songbird Vocal Studio has grown from strength to strength to strength, almost to the fact where I'm overwhelmed by it sometimes.
Some things that you would deem as achievements for Songbird's Vocal Studio?
Oh wow, my girls, who have, all of them, I love, and I'm so proud of all of their growth, but in particular some of my students who've taken part in competitions since they've been with me. We've taken home gold medals at NAM Champs last year, 5 to be precise. One of my students recently came 3rd in Voice of Namibia Kids. Just live performances. I also run my own talent show called the Coastal Talent Show, which takes place here in Swakopmund, where I bring all talent together for Namibia, and it's guitar, vocals, dancing, drumming, and we just have such a vibe and such a great time, and give the youth an opportunity, not even just the youth, anybody in Namibia, to perform. So my girls have taken part in that as well, and their confidence has just grown, and I'm so proud of them. So lots of wins, lots of experiences, recording. We did an amazing recording at Nautilus Studios as well last year, towards the end of the year, to celebrate. 12 of my girls went into studio, fresh, brand new, had never been in a studio like that before. It was such an exciting experience. The song is available on YouTube as well. It's called Try Everything. It's a cover by Shakira, so go check it out.
Sunset News is a daily news show focusing on national headlines as well as international news. If you'd like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, please contact sunset@synergy.com.na. Sunset News. Don't end your day without us. Before the break, we saw Savannah Collins, a singer-songwriter, talking about her journey as a musician and her decision to venture into being a music teacher in Swakopmund.
It's so important that artists take care of their mental health.
Definitely.
Because there's so much pressure on social media. And you know, when you're a celebrity, people expect you to be this perfect human being, and you're not.
You're not allowed to have feelings. You're allowed to be this robot because basically you chose this life.
And that's very toxic. I think if you are an artist, please prioritize your mental health.
Not even just as an artist. Just prioritize your mental health, period. No matter who you are, because it's so important. You have to remember that there are people that love you. You have to remember that you need to be there for yourself. You need to show up for yourself.
And that's that for today. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. And from all of us in studio, it's all our love, all our light.
Adios.